Hi, I'm Snez, personal trainer, healthy lifestyle coach, and your guide to feeling your best. This podcast is a segment from my weekly radio show, Wellbeing Wednesdays, broadcast live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. It's all about sharing real, practical tips to help you move more, eat better, and live healthier without the overwhelm. Let's dive in, shall we? But coming up next, I've been coaching for over 25 years. I've actually been a qualified PT for about 30, which is, I know, a little bit insane. But if I could give every single person just 5 truths about weight loss from day one that would save so much time and stress and frustration, I'm about to share them with you. And they're not about hacks. They don't come with a magic fix or a 7-day promise. These are the things that I've been teaching for a long time and something that I realize. And these are the ones that once you understand, you can just start to make better choices. So today I'm going to walk you through the 5 lessons I wish everyone knew before they even got started out. And by the end of this segment, you'll know exactly what to focus on, what to stop stressing out about, and how to make your efforts actually work in your life. And that sounds pretty simple and easy. And I definitely will agree that implementation of some of these strategies is usually the hardest thing. But let's go. So weight loss can be so overcomplicated. And it is probably one of the most talked about topics. And you've probably seen lots of diets out there, lots of claims, lots of hints and tips and ideas. But if we cut through all that noise, the biggest thing that I think we need to realize is that quick fixes do not work. The faster that you lose weight and the more extreme the method, the faster it usually comes back. Our physiology will guarantee that for you. And it's not because you failed, but because the method itself is unsustainable. Anything that is unsustainable is not going to work. And you can think of it in a way that if you can't see yourself eating the way that you are eating or training like that a year from now, then that is a red flag. Just don't do it. Most fast results come from like extreme calorie restriction, cutting out entire food groups. And you just need to ask yourself, do you want to keep doing this forever? And if you answer, no, this is not my intention, then don't even begin on that journey, because you're going to end up in a position once you get off that plan or once you stop restricting all those calories, all those food groups, and you are going to definitely rebound. So whatever you are going to do, make sure that you go on a journey of learning, discovery, creating new habits over time. And repetition is mastery, and that's what you're wanting to achieve. You want to achieve a whole new set of habits on autopilot that you're not having to think about, much like the ones that you probably have had that have led to an unhealthier version of yourself or a version of yourself that you're wanting to improve. So just think about putting the time and the effort in, because those quick fixes, they just do not work. And it doesn't matter which one it is. Like, I get questions all the time. Oh, but how about this? This is this new thing. I'm like, I don't want to know about it. Anything that is deemed quick and you're going to be on for a short period of time, unless there is a backup plan of what you're going to do beyond that diet or beyond that quick fix, then it is bound for disaster. The next one is muscle is absolutely everything. Muscle is your metabolism, it's your longevity, it's your key to better metabolic health, and there is a real non-negotiable about strength training. So one thing that people don't realize is that your muscle tissue is absolute metabolic gold, and the more of it you have, the more energy you're burning, even when you are sitting on the couch or sitting at work. So when you are losing weight too fast, you often are going to lose muscle mass along with that fat, and that slows down your metabolism, which is going to make it easier for you to regain the weight and harder for you to lose it next time. So make sure that if you haven't yet, you need to prioritize strength training at least 2 to 3 times a week. It doesn't need to be in a fancy gym, it can be done from home. And remember to prioritize protein in your meals. The number 3 is, yes, calories do count, but quality of food counts even more. And yes, counting calories and calorie balance does actually matter. I've never taken the time to study and intensely know how many calories there are in each item of food. And I like to look at food a little bit differently and, more importantly, listen to my physiology. And a lot of the times we can get stuck and counting calories, and technically you can lose weight without even counting a single calorie. Like, absolutely you can do that. But when we are thinking more about food quality, that drives your energy, your recovery, and your cravings, and your health all improves. So thinking about making healthier choices, not just reducing your calorie intake. So that is another thing that if I could get people away from even beginning to learn about calories and calorie counting, and instead start to understand the different food groups that we should be combining at our meals, listening to our hunger, listening to our satiety, stopping at 80% full, making sure we're hydrating, listening to the impact or understanding the impact of sleep, understanding the impact of regular movement and the impact of muscle. Those things are going to have more of an impact on your improvements rather than just sheer calorie counting. So that is the third thing that I want people to know is calories count, but quality of food counts more. And I could even add to that, quality of our healthy habits counts more so. The other thing is that your body is smarter than any app. And there are so many apps and wearables at the moment, and they are absolutely great tools. But what I'd like to encourage you more is to start to listen on your own biofeedback. Listen to your hunger, listen to your energy levels, think about your sleep quality, pay attention to mood, and then try to match those things up to the choices that you're making, the way that you are feeling, how motivated you feel to move, how likely you are to overconsume snack when you shouldn't be, even the choices that you are making. And really, if we start to pay attention to that biofeedback that our bodies are always dishing out, we will really start to get a sense of what is actually good for us or not. Because I can tell you, even when I make a low nutrient, I'll call a low nutrient food choice, I always feel pretty yucky at the end of it. And my body gives me that feedback instantly. And it's like, well, remind yourself never to do that again, because that just felt yuck. And I'm paying attention to that. So some practical ways that you can look at checking in with your own body is asking yourself, how's my energy? How's my mood? Am I feeling like I'm looking forward to food? Am I feeling hungry? Have I had enough? All of those questions allow you to adjust your food intake, your energy levels, your sleep, your hydration based on how you're feeling rather than numbers. And that is always going to win hands down over time. And the last thing that I would love for you to all know is that consistency beats perfection every single time. One missed workout or one cake or one binge or whatever it is that you feel that you've gone off track with, it's not going to impact your progress. One slice of cake is not going to undo your goals, because the reality is it's the sum of many things over time that equal our health, our well-being, and our body composition and the way that we feel about our bodies. So it's really important to make sure that we just consistently stick to the healthy habits, and especially when we're making change and we're starting on this journey fresh, these new habits and these new changes are going to be foreign, and they're not going to fit into our day as easily as our old habits. But over time, we make way for our workouts. We make way for prioritizing time to plan our meals, make our breakfast, get up that little bit earlier. We start to get the energy to stay consistent as we make better choices. So making sure that over that journey of progress and developing towards healthier habits, that we're very kind to ourselves and we're very patient with the process of change, because we aren't going to get it perfect. And when we aim for perfection, there's no allowance for making a mistake. And usually what happens in those moments is that when we do stuff something up, or we perceive that we've stuffed it up, we will usually just drop what we're trying to do and go, okay, well, that didn't work. I've stuffed that up, so there's no point in continuing. But the point is, there is a point in continuing, and consistency is really important. And when we are making long-term changes, we are going to fall off the wagon. And we just need to keep showing up, and keep showing up every time, even when we feel like we're not getting anywhere. So weight loss isn't just about chasing the latest fad. It's not about tracking calories and being really perfect in our lives. But we do want to make sure that we are progressing slowly and we are taking the time. So the 5 things that I do want you to think about, I'll go through them quickly again, is that quick fixes don't last. Number 2 is make sure you're prioritizing building muscle. Number 3 is prioritize quality food over calorie counting. Number 4 is listen to your body. And number 5, go consistency every time over perfection. Thanks for joining me on this segment from Wellbeing Wednesdays, as heard live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who might find it helpful, and subscribe so you never miss a show. Want to catch the live broadcast? Well, you can tune in Wednesdays from 12 till 2 p.m. on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM, or find my info on Wellbeing Wednesdays with Snez, the Facebook group. Take care, stay healthy, and remember, it's the little choices every day that create big changes. Talk soon.